Happy Wednesday and welcome back to the Midweek Update. Great to be with you all. Hope you're doing well out there. This is Fitz over here. I'm Jonathan, and we're excited once again to hang out with you on another great Wednesday.
Yeah, we are.
And, we're going to, as we always do, celebrate, look ahead a little bit to some things coming up right around the corner. But, just looking back, let's start here, Fitz, kind of where we left off a few weeks ago. You got Abby moved in. College has started. Classes have started, or
classes don't start till next week.
That's right. Yeah.
She's there.
All right.
She's had the freshman orientation and work orientation and
good,
all that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, school started here in Jefferson County as far as high school, middle school, the elementary, all the kids back. And we know it's crazy out there. Yeah. But I know a lot of parents are just grateful to have some degree of routine back in place. And so
now your boy Braden, he's back at U of L, right?
Yeah. Band camp this week. Classes start next week. So they're getting ready for another big football season over there with the Cardinals now. As you guys know, I'm a true blue, right? You know, as far as Kentucky Wildcats. But once Braden enrolled at U of L and got into the marching band, I do have a U of L hat and hoodie that I will wear to games.
You wear your blue underneath it?
I do, just to stay pure. We cheer on the Cards as good supporters. They gave Braden a great scholarship, so we wanted to reciprocate a little bit of support there. And but just in general, I was having a conversation last night. This is these next 3 or 4 months are my favorite time of the year, man. Heading into fall season, weather gets a little bit nicer, not as humid. Football's going on, baseball's going on. This is like the time with baseball where the games like start to matter, you know, as you head into the playoffs and college football and then basketball's right around the corner. It's just good times, you know, for us sports fans. But again, I think we said this last week. This is an ESPN radio. This is the midweek update at Oklahoma Christian Church. So we will not venture any further into a sports conversation. Otherwise, we'd be here all day. I'm afraid.
Although there is one beautiful thing, it seems like more fans are in attendance at the events this year. And it's good to see some life returning in those venues and stuff.
Just we energy and excitement.
Yeah, we hope it continues that way, you know. And same with your church, right? More
Absolutely.
people coming back,
That's
things
right.
opening up, more and more and more, man.
Yeah. We want you on campus. We feel like that's a good thing. So. All right, so this past Sunday, we launched into this series called Next and just got off to a great start. We dove into the specific area of taking next steps in regards to our serving and why it's important to use our gifts, our talents, our abilities to serve something bigger than ourselves. But to serve the kingdom. Let's just do a little recap, Fitz, real quick. One thing that was of course super encouraging was after each service, seeing folks respond. We challenged them to take a next step and to take a card. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so encouraging. So you've heard us say around here, if you've been around for very long, that we want people to practice immediate obedience to the Holy Spirit. That when God is nudging, we are responding in a favorable way. And there's a lot of times when we can hit the pause button on stuff when we're driving the ship, but when God is driving, and let's just go. He's not going to lead us astray. And the best thing for us, the best thing for the kingdom is for us to obey. And Sunday we saw that. We saw 60 people jump in. It's super exciting. 60 people jump in and begin serving. Some of those were first-timers here with us. They'd never been on this campus before. They hear the message. They hear immediate obedience. They walk out there. They go to the wall. They take cards. They sign up. They're in with us, man.
Right,
and that's
awesome.
And, you know, you had that 60 to the hundreds who are already serving, and it's just so encouraging. And it's that paradox that we talked about, that to find true life, to experience this full overflowing life, means we surrender our life to the things of God. And in the surrender, we actually receive. It doesn't make sense. Like, that's not how we think it would be or should be. But that's exactly how it is. When we lay it down, that's when we receive it back.
So if you're one of those 60, that took a card and signed up. Hopefully, you've received a follow-up call. If not, expect one any time now, today, tomorrow, just to follow up and talk about the process. Some of those areas of ministry, like with our kids, there's a little bit more involved, and to getting to the point of actually serving. But hang with us through that process. It's just a necessary thing, and we'll get you plugged in. Others, some of y'all will be jumping right in, maybe even this next Sunday, whether that's helping with the coffee or greeting. Some of those areas that are a little bit quicker on ramp. But
changing out some of our light bulbs. And
stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of maintenance stuff was on there. And again, if you're maybe still trying to figure that out, you're like hearing this for the first time, or still just trying to, and we do this, we try to kind of calculate things a little bit. It's not maybe as prone to risk, and so we step back for a minute and assess and then jump in. If that's you, that's cool, but just know there's an opportunity waiting for you. The quickest way to reach out is through our website. Just click the serve button down there. Just scroll down a little bit till you see the serve button. Click on it, and you'll see all the areas where you can submit just a quick information form, just so we can follow up with you. So thanks for those of you who are serving, who committed to serve, and who will in the days ahead. You make ministry possible here on campus, as well as out in our community. So looking forward to getting you guys plugged in. This Sunday we'll continue in the series, week 2. Fitz, we're going to talk about giving, and serving is a part of our giving when we use our time and our talent. Giving specifically in the financial piece of this is what we're going to talk about.
I sometimes refer to it as the holy hat trick of the giving piece. We give our time, our talent, and our treasure. And so this week we're focusing on the treasure piece. And again, man, when we free ourselves up, it's another one of those paradoxes that we're going to explore this week. When we surrender it is when we find true life. It's when we're freed up, and that just invites blessing into our lives. And blessing not necessarily in the form of, hey, I'm going to put money in the offering. I'm going to surrender it to the church, and then God's going to pay me back for that. Like, no, that's not how it works. It's not like a spiritual ATM kind of thing, But it's that element of surrendering it, and God gives us blessing that we couldn't even imagine on the front side. We begin receiving it on the back side. It's those words of Jesus, that it truly is more blessed to give than to receive. So we're going to explore just what that means, what that looks like, and how you can be part of that. So our encouragement to you, because we know sometimes people hear, we're going to be talking about money at church. Think this is a good week to watch online. This might be a good week to go to the lake, go camping, or just sleep in. So don't be that person. Come ready to engage. Come with a teachable spirit, a humble heart, to explore what God has for you in the next step for giving, because we've all got room to grow. I've got room to grow. JC's got room to grow. You have room to grow. We all do. And it really is an invitation for us to more life. It's an invitation to more life. So come find out what that is. Don't leave your apprehensions aside. Leave your preconceived notions about preacher always talking about money. Leave that aside, and come ready to explore.
You want to give them a little bit more here as far as what the kind of the 4 specific asks are going to be. There's within the context of giving, we've kind of narrowed it down to 4 options or 4 considerations that apply to all of us. At least one of these. Is that okay if we? Yeah. So the first one is you may not even explored this yet or considered this yet, or nobody ever told you, hey, God asks for us to give back a portion financially, and so if that's you, your next step is just to start somewhere, and start thinking about your finances as all belonging to God, and He's just asking for a portion back. The next step and more maybe challenging step is this thing called the 90-day tithe challenge. Let's talk about that a little bit.
So the the biblical model is for us to tithe, and tithe is just a word that means 10% or 10, right?
Yeah.
So it's giving back 10% of what we make, giving that back to God, and I look at that as more of a floor than a ceiling. Like that's closer to a place to begin than it is like an ending zone. And so if you haven't tithed before, we'll invite you to tithe.
Yeah.
But we're gonna make it easier for you, because we know there's some fear with that. If you've never done that, like you've given inconsistently, you're just giving comfortably, have a few extra bucks, you can toss that in. To jump to a consistent 10% gift, and to give that, to sacrifice that, could be frightening. So we have this thing called the 90-day challenge, where we base it off of God's words through Malachi in the Old Testament, where he says, man, test me in this and see if I don't bless you. And so it's the only place in Scripture where we are invited to put God to the test is with the tithe.
Yeah.
Test me with surrendering your money to me and see what I do with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're inviting you to try it for 90 days, put God to the test, and it's kind of a money back guarantee. You try this thing for 90 days, 3 months, and at the end you're like, man, I don't believe that went well. You know, all these bad things happen. And here's how confident we are in this. We're confident that at the end of that 90 days, you will have developed a new habit. You will have witnessed God's blessing in your life, and you will have opened the door to invite more blessing in. You won't want to go back.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things you'll say, man, this really is better for me to give this than to keep hold of this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so that's the second one. The third one is for those who are there, you know, at the tithing level. That's been a part of your life, but it's just sort of leveled off there. We believe the New Testament principle really calls us beyond that.
Yeah.
And true generosity extends beyond sort of that minimum. Sometimes we operate in the what's the least I got to do? What's the baseline? And I'll settle in right there. And so the challenge for this in this area is, okay, let's notch it up another step. And this is where we really start to talk about, well, at any point of this, the sacrifice brings some degree of angst, of, you know, we talk about, you know, like feeling this, like this shouldn't just be easy.
Right.
You know, and so anyway, the commitment here is just kind of fill in the blank that I'm going to commit to elevating my tithe by X%. You fill in the blank. And so that's going to be a consideration for some of us out there. And then the last step is, and I think this applies to maybe the weary person who has been giving, but is like, man, I don't know if I can keep doing this. Times are tough right now, you know, just lost my job or whatever it is. And your commitment is to stay in it, to stay faithful, to continue giving versus bailing out.
Yeah.
So those are the four specific challenges that we're going to ask you to prayerfully come ready to commit to one of those Sunday. And we hope you'll participate with us in doing that. So. Okay, we're going to look real quick and then wrap up here at just some upcoming things, awareness for you. Value grouping, that's huge for us here. Connecting with other people that you can grow in your faith in. And we've got some great opportunities coming up for our guys that we continue with this monthly gathering called Manhood 101. It's on Saturdays. The next one's coming up August 21st, this Saturday actually, early morning. They have a great breakfast together. Somebody shares testimony, just an encouraging time. So guys, if you know a guy out there that just needs to connect with some other guys, point them this way this Saturday.
And this will be a great one. Mark and I were just talking about what's going to be happening this Saturday with that. Dudes, you're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be really good.
All right.
Really helpful.
Cool. And then we call this group build. It's just an on-ramp opportunity. If you're just unconnected, guy, girl, whoever, whatever season of life, but you're just trying to, you don't know anybody. You know, you're just kind of on your own out there. You maybe started coming here, but you haven't really met anybody yet. Well, this is a great opportunity to do that, to get to know some folks and potentially form a group or get plugged into a group that's already meeting. And so that's August 29th, called Group Build. in the evening at 6:30. Check that out. For all our hikers out there, you may not even been aware of this. And again, this is just for our guys right now. We got some guys that love to hike and have spiritual conversations. And what a great combination, all right, especially this time of year. So if you're into that, check that out on our website. They're having another gathering, another hiking outing on September 11th. And then finally, on the 12th, September 12th, it's our first go at this, but it's for everybody that's just sort of looking for help on that next step. You're hearing us talk about it all the time, but you're really looking for some guidance, some counsel, some encouragement on really what that looks like. And so we want to help you with that, and we want to get together with you on that and have a conversation about that. So that's a Sunday morning during the second hour, and take a look at that. Maybe the right thing for you coming up. Okay.
Yeah.
That plus a whole lot more is out there on our website. So be sure and check it out, okolonacc.org. Fitz, it's been great, buddy. We are going to let everybody go tonight, and have a great rest of the week. Stay healthy, stay in the Word, and we will see you Sunday morning at 9:30 or 11. We love you. Have a great week.